persisting in their efforts to capture Kostyantynivka. The Russians rolled out their biggest, heaviest, and slowest assault vehicles. Russian forces have been trying and failing for more than a year to capture Kostyantynivka, a major obstacle between the Russian center group of forces and the free cities of Kramatorsk and Sloviansk in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. Despite suffering horrific casualties in their long siege of Kostiantynivka, the Russians aren't giving up. On or just before March 26th, one of the center group of forces' most experienced units, the 4th Motor Rifle Brigade, rolled out its best vehicles for a fresh push toward the fortified city. The Giga Turtles' return is part of a bigger shift. After a year of infantry-only assaults that cost Russia more than 418,000 casualties, Russian commanders are putting their troops back inside vehicles. The early results haven't been encouraging. A 54-vehicle assault near Lyman on March 19th ended in what one Ukrainian drone operator called a massacre. These giant, up-armored Giga Turtle tanks are the products of years of trial and error by Russian troops desperately innovating to protect their vehicles and themselves from Ukraine's first-person view drones. The Giga Turtles have proved they can absorb multiple FPV strikes. If there's a downside to the massive vehicles, it's their slow speed, just 10 kilometers per hour, according to one observer. All that extra metal comes at the cost of extra bulk and weight. The Giga Turtles are too big to hide. They're too heavy to run. Their only protection is, luckily for their crews and passengers, also their best protection, their layers of armor. The 4th MRB takes a standard T-72B3M tank, adds a frame for drone-defeating metal plating and spines, installs floors under the plating to support infantry, and hatches for the infantry to ingress and egress, and covers any gaps with dangling metal chains. Add a rear extension for extra infantry, frontal rollers to safely detonate mines, and top-mounted radio jammers for protection against wireless drones, and you've got potentially the biggest and toughest assault vehicles on either side of Russia's 50-month war in Ukraine. Too bad about the slow speed, of course. It prolongs a Giga Turtle's exposure to attacking drones. The 4th MRB's Giga Turtles frequently appeared on the roads toward Kostyantynivka late last year, but became rarer as 2025 ground into 2026, and the Russians mostly parked their armored vehicles in favor of infantry-led assaults across wet winter terrain. Those assaults were extremely costly, however. As the weather warmed and the wet ground dried, Russian vehicles made a comeback. The return of the 4th MRB's Giga Turtles signals the re-mechanization of a temporarily demechanized force. But the Russians' initial vehicular assaults have all failed, not just along the Kostyantynivka axis, but also along the Lyman axis farther to the north. Kostiantynivka blocks the Russians' south to north march on Kramatorsk and Sloviansk. Lyman blocks the east to west march toward the same objectives. On or before March 26th, at least 2 of the Giga Turtles rolled toward Kostiantynivka with assault troops tucked under their metal shells. But Ukrainian drones were watching, and as the Giga Turtles slowly crawled through Ivanopilya, 5 kilometers south of Kostyantynivka, fiber optic FPVs from the Ukrainian 28th Mechanized Brigade attacked.
The 28th Mechanized Brigade claimed it knocked out 1 Giga Turtle. Indeed, it's evident from overhead surveillance that at least 1 Giga Turtle suffered some damage. It's not evident that either Giga Turtle was immobilized or destroyed, however, despite the 28th Mechanized Brigade's claim. The co-located 100th Mechanized Brigade observed 2 Russian tanks leaving Ivanopilya and driving south, perhaps confirming that both Giga Turtles survived despite taking damage.
With its summer offensive stalled, Russia pushed near Kharkiv and ran straight into a Ukrainian tank. Today, there are interesting updates from the Kupiansk direction. Here, the Russians have opened a dangerous new axis to put the Ukrainian defense northwest of Kupiansk in danger. The Ukrainian command has acted decisively, sending in experienced tank units to smash the enemy and push him back over the border. Russian forces have recently opened a new offensive axis near the Ukrainian border by swiftly capturing the village of Malov and adjacent forested areas. Having rapidly consolidated this foothold, Russian units are now attempting to advance deeper into Ukrainian-held territory, specifically targeting a line of villages culminating at Veliki Burluk, the largest settlement in the area. The strategic importance of Veliki Burluk lies in its infrastructure, which offers the Russians critical space for troop accommodation, storage of munitions, and logistical hubs necessary for further pushes. The Russian decision to initiate this new axis is driven by their broader strategic intent to sever critical communication and supply lines between Kharkiv and 2 key frontline cities, Kupiansk and Volchansk. Russian forces around Volchansk have been stuck in a stalemate for over a year, failing repeatedly to achieve significant breakthroughs. By introducing this northern axis, Russian commanders hope to renew their stalled momentum around Volchansk, creating additional pressure from a fresh direction. However, Kupiansk remains their central objective. Russian troops have faced substantial challenges near Dvorikna, unable to sufficiently expand their limited bridgehead on the western bank of the Oskil River. Thus, a successful push from the north toward Veliki Burluk could support renewed thrusts along the Oskil and help fulfill Russia's stalled ambition to encircle Kupiansk. This Russian goal is gaining urgency as half the summer campaign season has already passed without meaningful progress. Russian tactical advantages in this new direction lie primarily in their proximity to their border-based supply lines, which have allowed relatively steady reinforcement and resupply efforts. Furthermore, because the region around Milov had previously been relatively calm compared to more fiercely contested sectors, Ukrainian forces deployed there were thinly spread and not immediately prepared to resist a sudden concentrated attack. Russians have exploited precisely these gaps in Ukraine's extensive defensive line, advancing with small, mechanized units and infantry raids to quickly establish control over key positions. Ukrainian forces, however, have swiftly recognized the severity of this emerging threat. Despite initially limited troop presence, Ukrainian commanders promptly redeployed mechanized reinforcements from nearby positions to counter this new threat. Ukrainian units are now actively conducting tactical hit-and-run raids, effectively leveraging Russia's assault group's vulnerability. Videos of these engagements vividly document Ukraine's response, with one clearly showing a Ukrainian T-64BV tank and a BTR-4E Bucephalus engaging Russian infantry hidden within tree lines at point-blank range, effectively neutralizing the advancing enemy assault group. Meanwhile, Russian attempts to support their northern advance by expanding their precarious bridgehead near Kostiantynivka over the Oskil River have met fierce resistance. Ukrainian forces recently thwarted a mechanized assault there, utilizing FPV drones and drone-drop munitions to decisively halt the advance. In the engagement, Ukrainian drone operators and infantry destroyed 2 Russian MTLB armored vehicles,